Victorian-era jewellery. The tiara, which transforms into a choker, made of gold and decorated with old-cut diamonds, is an excellent example of the jewellery art of the Victorian era. These ornaments were often distinguished by their versatility and sophistication, reflecting the high level of craftsmanship of 19th century jewellers. At the Woolley and Wallace auction, such items often arouse great interest among collectors and antique lovers, as they carry historical and cultural value. Tiaras, which can be transformed into other types of jewellery, are especially appreciated for their versatility and beauty. The Victorian era was a time when jewellery carried not only an aesthetic, but also a symbolic load. The old-cut diamonds used in such tiaras have a unique radiance and a charming lustre that differs from modern standards of cutting. The roseberry pearl and diamond tiara is a magnificent example of Victorian jewellery and a historical legacy associated with the life of Hannah Rothschild, Countess of Rosebery. This tiara, made by the masters of the famous jewellery house Garrard, is distinguished by its luxury and uniqueness. The tiara is decorated with 13 sea pearls, 6 button-shaped with diamonds, and 7 pear-shaped pearls, also framed with diamonds. The base of the tiara consists of large natural pearls surrounded by old, cut diamonds, and the upper part consists of 7 natural pearls and diamond drops, all made in silver and gold. An interesting feature of the tiara is its versatility. 7 teardrop-shaped pearls and round fragments of the tiara are removable and can be used as brooches or bodice decorations. And the tiara itself can be transformed into a necklace. This design allows the owner to wear jewellery in various combinations, which was especially valuable in the Victorian era. The sale of the Hannah Rothschild wedding, set in 2011 by the London auction house Christie's for £161,250, approximately 98,763,465 rubles, underlines the importance and value of these ornaments. Now the tiara is part of the collection of Qatar museums, which indicates its international recognition and importance as a cultural artifact. A bracelet around 1880, probably Italy, the bracelet, inspired by ancient Greek jewellery of the 5-4 centuries BC, is an excellent example of the jewellery art of the Victorian era. Created around 1880, probably in Italy, this gold bracelet reflects the admiration of the time for antiquity and classical motifs. The lioness's head, beautifully modelled, hammered and engraved, is decorated with a rose-cut diamond, which adds luxury and sophistication to the product. Additional decoration in the form of grains and filigree makes the bracelet even more attractive and detailed. Romanov Russia Antique Salon presents this bracelet as part of its collection, which emphasizes its value and attractiveness for collectors and lovers of historical jewellery. The necklace with garlands and bows, created around 1880, is another exquisite example of Victorian jewellery. This jewellery, made of gold and silver, is decorated with rubies and diamonds, which gives it a special elegance and shine. The design of the necklace, which includes garlands and bows, reflects the popular motifs at that time, which symbolized conviviality and sophistication. Such jewellery was often worn at balls and receptions, emphasizing the status and taste of their owners. The origin of the necklace and its sale at Sotheby's auction speaks to its importance and value as an antique item. Auction houses such as Sotheby's are known for offering art and jewellery items of historical and cultural value for sale. Sotheby's auction, a bracelet with a large rose-cut diamond weighing 2.40 carats, dating from the 19th century and originating from France, is a magnificent example of Victorian jewellery. Made of gold, decorated with diamonds and enamel, it reflects the luxury and sophistication of that time. The rose-cut diamond, weighing 2.40 carats, is the centerpiece of the bracelet and attracts attention with its brilliance and size. The enamel used in the decor adds color and depth, making the decoration even more attractive. Such jewelry not only demonstrates the high level of craftsmanship of jewelers of that time, but also serves as a reflection of the social and cultural trends of the era. Bracelets with large stones and rich jewelry were popular among the aristocracy and wealthy citizens, emphasizing their status and wealth. If you are interested in more information about this bracelet or other Victorian-era jewelry, please let me know. I am ready to help you with additional information or historical context. A diamond pendant brooch in the shape of radiant stars is another great example of Victorian-era jewellery. In those days, stars and astronomical motifs were especially popular, symbolising romance, dreams, and the pursuit of infinity. Diamonds arranged in such a way as to create the illusion of sparkling stars in the night sky were often used to add splendour and brilliance to jewellery. The use of star-shaped gems also reflected the technical skill of the jewellers of the time, who skillfully combined beauty and complexity in their creations. Victorian-era jewellery made of garnets and diamonds in the mid-1800s is the epitome of luxury and elegance of that time. Pomegranates were especially popular in the Victorian era for their deep red colour, which was associated with passion and romance. They were often combined with diamonds to add extra radiance and sophistication to jewellery. Grenades were used not only in brooches, but also in earrings, rings, and necklaces. They were often surrounded by small diamonds, which emphasized the beauty of the stone and gave the product an additional shine. These ornaments reflected the technical skill of the jewelers and the richness of design typical of the Victorian era. The Victorian era necklace, made of gold with diamonds and sapphires, dates back to the period around the 1800s and is an example of the high jewellery art of that time. Gold was used as the base metal, and diamonds and sapphires added sophistication and nobility to the decoration. Diamonds were often placed in the centre of the composition, surrounded by sapphires, which created contrast and emphasized the brilliance of the central stone. Such necklaces could be part of a parure, a set of jewellery that includes, in addition to necklaces, earrings, bracelets, and other elements. These ornaments not only demonstrated the status and taste of their owner, but also reflected popular themes and motifs at that time, such as nature, love, and romance. If you are interested in specific examples or would like to learn more about jewellery from that era, I am ready to provide you with additional information. Brooches and pendants from the Victorian era of the 19th century were not only jewellery, but also a reflection of the social status and personal beliefs of their owners. Made of silver and gold, they were often decorated with diamonds, which gave them special value and brilliance. The symbolism embodied in the design has been carefully thought out. For example, flowers could symbolize love and beauty, birds, freedom and spirituality, and butterflies, transformation and eternal life. These elements not only added beauty to the products, but also allowed the owners to express their feelings and views without words. Diamonds were used to create a visual effect and draw attention to the central part of a brooch or pendant. The design could include symbolic elements such as flowers, birds, or butterflies. which were popular in the Victorian era and symbolized nature, beauty, and love. The bracelet, created by Jules Viès in Paris around 1855, is a fine example of Victorian jewellery. Viès, known for his Renaissance-style works, often used historical motifs to give his pieces a special character and depth. The 6 medallions with Renaissance portraits probably represent significant personalities of the time or idealized images inspired by works of Renaissance art. Gold frames decorated with green enamel add sophistication and color accent, making the bracelet not only a precious decoration, but also a work of art. Such products were not only beautiful accessories, but also a way to demonstrate the wealth, education, and taste of their owner. They reflected the love of art and history that was characteristic of the Victorian era. The necklace created by Jules and Paul Bapst is a great example of jewellery craftsmanship and historical significance. Jules and Paul Bapst were descendants of French royal jewelers, and their work reflects the high quality and sophistication that is expected from such craftsmen. Made around 1885, this necklace was made of gold, silver, and pearls, which testifies to the traditional materials and techniques of that time. It belonged to Countess Lytton, the wife of the diplomat Count Robert Bulwer Lytton, who played a key role in the history of India as Viceroy during the proclamation of Queen Victoria as Empress of India. Countess Lytton not only held a high social status as Viceroy of India and lady's maid to Queen Victoria, but was also the owner of this exquisite necklace, which was probably used in important ceremonies and receptions. After her death, the necklace was inherited by the second Countess of Lytton, born Pamela Chichel Plowden, which emphasizes its family and historical value. The bracelet with an opening medallion, made in Italy, the Vatican, in 1860, is an excellent example of Victorian jewellery. The use of gold and micro-mosaic indicates a high level of craftsmanship and attention to detail, typical of jewellery of that time. Micro-mosaic is a technique in which images are created using many small pieces of glass or stone, and it was especially popular in Renaissance jewellery. This bracelet probably contained a complex image or scene made using this technique, which made it not only an ornament, but also a work of art. The opening locket could be used to store a miniature portrait or other personal item, which added intimacy and sentimental value to the product. Such jewellery was often inherited and could serve as a family heirloom. This pendant from the Victorian era is a true piece of jewellery art. A bright crystal green Colombian emerald weighing 1.25 carats is the centerpiece of the jewellery, and it is surrounded by diamonds that only emphasize its beauty and brilliance. Made of silver and gold, the pendant reflects the techniques and materials characteristic of that time. A cartouche frame covered with white enamel and topped with a classic diamond bow adds sophistication and elegance to the product. The Victorian era was a time when jewellery carried not only aesthetic value, but also symbolized social status and personal achievements. Such jewellery was often associated with important events in the lives of their owners and was passed on as family heirlooms. Émile Biedermann Corsage Decoration. This wonderful piece of jewellery was made around 1865 by Émile Biedermann. Biedermann was a third-generation jeweller who worked in Vienna. In 1848, he became the official jewellery supplier at the court of Emperor Franz Joseph in 1848. Since that time, he regularly carries out orders for members of the Austrian imperial family. This corsage decoration is as versatile as it is beautiful. Each flower on the diamond eyelid is removable. and the largest flower of diamonds and pearls is equipped with a device that allows it to be worn as a brooch, to which 3 removable, teardrop-shaped pearl pendants are suspended. The magnificent jewel was commissioned in 1865 by Duke Philip of Württemberg for the bride, the Austrian Archduchess Maria Theresa of Austria-Teschen, to whom he was engaged. Victorian era decorations. Jewellery is subject to the same strict rules as clothing because not all jewellery can be worn at any age. A young girl, whose most beautiful decoration is already her youth, will wear completely different jewellery than a married woman, and she will also have to be guided by the choice of dress, or whether she will be in society or at a ball. If possible, it is advisable to buy a full set of jewellery, and if this cannot be done immediately, then replenish it gradually. This was the recommendation of the Style Guide for Young Girls in 1878. A magnificent amethyst parure consisting of a necklace, earrings and a brooch. Gold, amethysts around 1870, England. The Melos necklace, created by the Civilotti Jewellery Company in Rome around 1870, is a remarkable example of jewellery in the archaeological style, popular in the Victorian era. This necklace was inspired by an original Hellenistic decoration dating from 330–300 BC, which was excavated in Melos and is currently in the British Museum. The gold and enamel used in the Melos necklace reflect the high level of craftsmanship and dedication to the traditions of ancient art that were characteristic of jewellery of that time. Replicas of this ancient necklace, made by Civilotti and Castellani, emphasize respect for the historical past and the desire to preserve its beauty for future generations. The Civilotti family was known for their jewellery from the middle to the end of the 19th century, and their store was often mentioned in travel guides to Rome. At a time when Rome was a key stop for travellers on a grand tour, archaeological-style decorations served not only as a reminder of the city's rich history, but also as symbols of sophistication and luxury. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and like it. Thanks for watching.